right, so this is actually take two, but for you it'll be take one. The first one for daily math on Monday, week 12, has already been done for you. So I've got Eli's little Vitruvius from the Lego movie covering up the answers until it's time to go over them. So hopefully you have already done your work. We're now going to check and make sure you found all the factors for these numbers. The first one was 21. So Vitruvius is going to unveil the answers. Here we go. We've got 1, 3, 7, and 21. So because 21 had 4 factors, that makes 21 a composite number. All right, we're going to say goodbye to this little guy because now I can do the rest. All right, next one, we have the even number 26. Now, because it's even, that should give you a clue. All even numbers have 2 as a factor. So it's not going to be a basic fact, one that you learned when you were doing your multiplication tables, but 2 times something will give us 26. All right, the factors of 26 are 1, 2, 13, and 26. So again, because 26 has 4 factors, it is composite. All right, the next one, 33. You should have found 1, 3, 11, and 33. 33 is also composite. 38, another even number. So that means 2 is automatically a factor. You should have found 1, 2, 19, because 19 times 2 is 38, and then 38, making 38 also composite. So far, 4 composite numbers. And guess what? 42 is even, which means it's also going to be a composite number. Remember, the only even prime number is 2. Every other even number is composite because 2 is going to be a factor. So that means it will automatically have more than 2 factors. All right, the factors of 42 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 14, 14 times 3, 21, and 42. So we had 5 composite numbers today. All right, number 2, you had to round 58,591 to the nearest 100, 1,000, and 10,000. We'll start by rounding it to the nearest 100. So the 5 is in the hundreds place. We look next door to the right, and we see a 9. 9 is 5 or more. So that means the 5 will change to a 6. Everything after it becomes zeros. So you should have gotten 58,600. All right, the next one, 58,591 to the nearest 1,000. The 8 is in the thousands place, so we look next door to the hundreds. There's a 5. Because it's 5 or more, the 8 has to go up to a 9, and you should have gotten 59,000. Last one, round it to the nearest 10,000. The 5 is in the 10,000s place. Look next door at the thousands. There's an 8. Because 8 is 5 or more, the 5 changes to a 6. Everything else becomes zeros. You should have gotten 60,000. All right, number 3. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. So what number divided by 10 equals 30? Remember, you can use inverse operations to help you solve. The inverse, or the opposite of division, is multiplication. So if you work this backwards, 30 times 10 equals what? 300. And that is your answer. 300 divided by 10 equals 30. All right, so we have 3,000 divided by what number equals 100? So again, you can use multiplication. 100 times what number is going to give us 3,000? Well, 100 times 30. Last one, 30,000 divided by what equals 300? So I'm going to use multiplication again to help me solve. Just work it backwards. 300 times what number equals 30,000? Well, 300 times 100 equals 30,000. Remember, the product is going to have the same number of zeros as your factors. So 300 has 2 zeros and 100 has 2 zeros, so that means the product would have 4 zeros, and it does. All right, moving on to our input-output table. Today we have meters and centimeters. So the directions said to complete the table and then write the rule. So we look and we see that 0 meters is equal to 0 centimeters, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, 2 meters is equal to 2 meters, is equal to 200 centimeters. So what's the next number? Should be 3 meters, and that is equal to 300 centimeters. So what's the rule? What is happening? Well, what happened to the 1 to get to 100? What happened to the 2 to become 200? Remember, the rule is the same for the whole table. So they are multiplying, or you can just say multiply by 100. All right, last one, measurement. We're changing yards into feet. And then over here, we're going to change feet into yards. All right, so before we do all this, what do we already know about yards and feet? Well, we know that 3 feet is going to be equal to 1 yard. That's just one of those basic measuring things that we've learned over our years of school. So 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So if we have 4 yards, how many feet would that be? Well, we would do 4 times 3, and we would get 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. All right, so now if we have 9 feet and we want to change it into yards, we know that every 3 feet equals a yard. So how many yards do we have in 9 feet? We have 3, because 9 divided by 3 equals 3. All right, that's it for today. I will see you back here tomorrow for Tuesday's Daily Math. Y'all have a great Monday.